I dealt with the sixth Flattener in Friedman's book, and it dealt with the topic of offshoring in China. Growing up in America, as most of you have, I've always wondered, like, where my clothes and shoes, why they always say made in China. And after reading this chapter, it gave me a good example of offshoring in China and what it actually means. I'll start off with the definition of offshoring, and it means companies moving one factory from their homeland to another country. The example Friedman gave in his book was a TJ Maxx moving from Canton, Ohio to Canton, China. And the significance of offshoring is that the same product is made at the same quality with lower taxes, cheaper labor, and lower healthcare costs. On December 11, 2001, China formally joined the World Trade Organization, also known as the WTO. And this was significant because it meant that now China had to play by the rules that the rest of the world was going by, which meant they had to follow global rules concerning imports and exports and foreign investments. This made the competitive playing field level across the world now that China entered the World Trade Organization. And in the 1980s, China started to think about using the Chinese labor pool to sell goods around the world because of the growth in their population, which still is rising. This changed the global economy because now everyone wanted to offshore business in China for obvious reasons because of low healthcare and cheaper labor prices. In the 1990s, it got to the point where the only way countries could compete worldwide was to offshore in China as well. Once China got an idea that most countries wanted to offshore in their country, they had the idea that they wanted to make their country a little bit more attractive. And by making their country more attractive, they promised foreign countries would be protected by international laws. And once that was passed, countries from all over the world decided to start offshoring in China to make profits. The more attractive China makes itself, the more pressure they put on other developing countries, such as Taiwan or Malaysia or any other countries trying to compete with offshoring and product production. In private, non-state-owned sector of China, productivity increases 17% annually from 1995 to 2002. So China's figured out that they can become attractive to other countries. To get them in, they've also figured out how to increase productivity of their products. 400 out of the 500 Forbes 500 companies invest in mainland China through offshoring. Since the mid-90s, the United States has saved $600 billion offshoring in China. Cities in China will soon be setting the global floor, according to Friedman. He says that cities in China will be setting the global floor for lower wages, labor laws, and workplace standards. So he's hinting that the working conditions will decrease around the world for countries trying to compete with China and the impact of offshoring. On China, where were we at? Okay. China has more than 160 countries with populations of 1 million or more. And most of these countries are countries we've never heard of. But it's easy to walk into China and go into an unheard of country and find the largest world manufacturer of eyeglasses frames, around the world. China's making itself more attractive and offshoring is growing globally. Every country is trying to get inside China to get a piece of this money because it's circulating. Eventually, Friedman says, World Trade Organization standards will make China's economy even flatter, and he hints that economic growth in China will cause for political reform. So not only is China's offshoring increasing money, but he thinks the increase in sales and the economy will cause for different political leadership in China. And that's offshoring in China.
Okay, my Flatteners were the 7th and 8th sections. The 7th section was called supply chaining. This section just spoke about Walmart and how it became so globalized and how it became such a big and popular business. The Walmart headquarters are actually located in Bentonville, Arkansas, and it is the biggest retail store in the world right now, and they do not actually produce any of the products that they sell in their stores. They are able to do this because of their supply chain, which this allows Walmart to keep their prices very low and affordable because they buy them for cheap from companies that produce them cheap. Global optimization is one of their main components that allows their business to grow so rapidly. This means that you can get your products from many different companies, 4 or 5 different companies, but yet your total will still be a lot lower than all the other opponents' prices. High technology has played a big role in Walmart's ability to be such a great business. One technology that has just recently come out was they have been able to decide the certain days that certain types of people need this product or buy this product more often, so they can get it on the shelves at a quicker speed and in time for the rush that is when the products are needed. They have 3 different types of goals that Walmart has decided for their business. The first one is to talk with their businesses that they're trading and buying from and try to keep their prices as low as possible. The second is to work on the supply chain of the workers and make the transitions and the buyings very easy and affordable. The third is to keep updating their information systems as much as possible, to keep their technology as new and improved as possible. The next section is the eighth section, and it is called insourcing. This section spoke a lot about how UPS has made such a large impact on the country and the world, really. UPS now has their own flight system, and it is the 11th largest airline in the world. UPS brings in 36 billion sales by shipping more than 13 million packages per day. Many of the laptops have actually been sent back to the UPS headquarters because now they have a branch where they actually fix the laptops for cheaper and can get them back to the owners quicker than if you just sent them to the supplier of the computer. Insourcing is a new way of collaboration and making the world flat, making a flat world even flatter than it already is. Many companies have turned to UPS for last-minute changes, and they are still being sent to their destination on time, so that's really important for businesses. 7 million tracking requests are sent in to UPS every day. Their technology has advanced tremendously. They now use those little pads that are called DADs, or also known as Driver Delivery Information Acquisition Devices. And those devices actually have a GPS system built in them as well, so that really helps the UPS men know where to go. So.